Welcome to the Nathan Galang Show. Today we're going to be talking about an email Bernie Sanders has been sending out, including to myself. Um, not specifically to me. I'm not special, but he sends it out to the people he has on his email list. It's called "If I Run," and this allows me to believe that I'm pretty certain he's saying I'm going to run. The establishment knows he will most likely run. He knows he will most likely run. I think by now, after Christmas, soon, the holidays are going to be over. It's going to be a new year. I think he knows he's going to run. He knows he's going to run. And in my view, I think the establishment is terrified. You can look at videos talking about this. The New York Times is writing attacks. There's a lot of attack articles constantly, but a lot recently against Bernie Sanders. And what Bernie Sanders writes in his email is, if that happens, referring to him running for president, the political, financial, and media elite of this country will stop at nothing to defeat us. You know that. We've lived through it together once before. Our ideas terrify them. Sorry. So what they will do is try to divide us up with attacks, some old, some new, and our political opponents will spend obscene sums of money on ads to defeat us. And he specifically calls out a group of Wall Street Democrats. He calls them known as the Third Way, and he says Third Way is running as in early primary states Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina, and Nevada, calling me out by name, saying our ideas like Medicare for All are a path to defeat in 2020. So what they're doing in these states, they know Bernie's going to run, or maybe they know a progressive is going to run. But in order to defeat specifically Bernie, they call him out by name. And to defeat the whole progressive movement, they say, oh, our ideas are not good ideas. It's not going to work. And it's going to be the pathway to defeat. So this isn't an attack on just Bernie. So if you're on the left or a supporter of another progressive, maybe you like Tulsi Gabbard or Richard Ojeda, and you want them to run, and Richard Ojeda is running, you gotta realize this is an attack against you too. This isn't just Bernie Sanders or Bernie Sanders supporters. This is an attack on the progressive movement. So if you want this to succeed, well, we gotta come together. And in my view, coming together and supporting Bernie Sanders is the best choice to do, because I'm pretty certain he's gonna run, and I think he's the best candidate we got. And the establishment thinks that because they're attacking him. They're trying to take him down specifically. And while taking him down, they're also trying to take down the whole progressive movement. So they know he's the best choice, and they're scared. And I think that's a positive that they're scared, because they see the potential success we could have. And, they're not idiots. They've been in this game for a while, so when they see the potential success of Bernie Sanders, it's real to them. It's very real in their heads, and they're terrified. And that's why they're spending so much money to attack Bernie Sanders and try to take this movement down. So if Bernie Sanders runs, I'm going to be very excited. I already have like 7 Bernie merch, to be honest with you. I'm probably going to get 7 more. Probably not. But I'm probably going to get more. And if you ever do get Bernie merch, I would suggest getting it from Bernie Sanders' website directly, because I do believe the money goes to his campaign. But yeah, we're coming into 2019. This is when people will start announcing early in quarter 1 of 2019, and we already know certain people are already going to run for president. Richard Ojeda immediately announced, and I respect Richard Ojeda. Don't take this as an attack just because I'm name dropping him. But Richard Ojeda announced right after his election in West Virginia. There's other Democrats running, some unknowns running as well. I think Richard Ojeda is the biggest name so far. There's people we know are definitely going to run, like Julian Castro. He said he's going to run. He seems like he's another Obama type centrist establishment person, and he's not gonna win. I'm sorry, that sounded way too condescending, but You aren't going to excite people with an establishment centrist message. That's just a fact. Um, and in a crowded field where there are going to be progressives like Bernie Sanders and Richard Ojeda, they're going to get the attention. And my prediction would be that Bernie Sanders would get most of the attention. But while those progressives are there, there's going to be like multiply. Whenever there's one progressive, there's always two other centrists in this race. It's going to be like the Republican primary. It's going to be full. I think Joe Biden's going to run. I think that Tulsi Gabbard's going to run. I wouldn't be surprised if Cory Booker runs. Elizabeth Warren, she's a progressive, but she's more in that centrist area. She's very friendly to the establishment, and she lost a lot of trust in 2016 when she didn't support Bernie. Excuse me. When she didn't support Bernie, so the progressives are not going to line up behind her, even though that's what the establishment thinks. The establishment thinks, oh yeah, we love Warren, and oh my God, Beto O'Rourke. He'll probably run. I think the media's been feeding his ego. I think anyone in politics really has an ego. I'm sure Bernie has an ego. If I went into politics, I would have an ego. Of course, you don't want to let the ego take over, but it's a fundamental truth. Anyone seeking those positions usually have an ego. And the media has been feeding Beto's ego. I guarantee you that's the thing that's the thing that's pushing him to run. Same with Kamala Harris. I think there's a big difference between Kamala Harris and Bernie Sanders. No one knew who Kamala Harris was outside of California in 2016 or before 2016. No one knew who she was. I didn't know who she was. I mean, I'm not everyone, but a lot of people still don't know who she is. That's all I'm gonna say. There's no reason to talk about her running for president besides the fact that the media, who's the only people talking about her running, wants her to run because she's gonna do their bidding, the establishment's bidding, who owns the media, who owns the MSNBCs and CNNs and Fox News. And now Fox News doesn't want her to win because Fox News is owned by a different group of elitists. But the difference between the growth and recognition of Bernie Sanders and Kamala Harris is that Bernie Sanders was very genuine. People didn't know who Bernie Sanders was, but the moment they heard the message, they were like, I like that. I like this guy because he's focused on prioritizing issues. And that's how Bernie Sanders had genuine, real growth. Kamala Harris, on the other hand, people in the establishment and people in the media want to give her the presidency. And the only reason why we know who she is because the media is reporting on her for whatever reason. So that's the difference. You can have real growth or fake growth. And I think in Kamala Harris' case, it's fake growth. That's the only reason why she's in this discussion for president is because the establishment wants her. But the thing is, it's not even working well because no one knows who she is. But the main goal of this video is to report that Bernie Sanders is most likely running for president. This is as close as an announcement as it's come. It's literally titled "If I Run." He's preparing to run. He asked for a donation. So he's expecting people who are donating right now to be donating to his presidential campaign. So Bernie Sanders 2020 is real. It's happening. I'm excited. You should be excited too. Progressives should be excited. Democrats should be excited. America should be excited because this is going to be the first real president we've had in a very, very long time.